I am not domestic, so don't you get any ideas. Hello everyone, it's Muffy again and welcome to my latest YouTube video, a segment in which I'm calling Cooking with Muffy. Now, I've stated before that I can cook. It's not something I really want Sugar Daddy to know about because 98% of the time we either order delivery or we go out to eat. And if not, I can make spaghetti or a frozen dinner, something like that, something really simple. So I decided to challenge myself. Now, since so much of my time has been devoted to Boy Toy, I know I've been neglecting Sugar Daddy quite a bit, so I decided I was going to make him a tremendously good meal, and I found this fantastic recipe online, and so I figured I would give it a shot and play it out for all of you out there. Oh, Sugar Daddy's awake. How embarrassing. Oh, really embarrassing. Oh. The recipe is Cornish game and stuffed and roasted with vegetables. It's very ambitious and I'm quite excited to get started. Now, last night I went ahead and made the stuffing and I'm going to kind of lay that out a little bit for you right now because there's just not enough time in this video to do the whole process, plus all the chicken and stuff like that, or the Cornish hens. Are they chickens? Are they like little baby chickens? I have no idea. I've also decided to pair this meal with my favorite wine, Pinot Grigio. And a simple little trick for any of you out there who are not into wine. One thing you can do is take some vodka and mix it with white grape juice. I call it hickabilly wine. Okay, so for the stuffing, it's going to be a cornbread stuffing. So you just take one package of cornbread mix, follow the instructions, put it in the oven, all that stuff, and then after it's done, you let it cool and then sit out in the open for about 4 to 5 hours because you want it to get a little bit firm and not soft, so that way it can crumble up really nicely. And then I went ahead and cut up some celery, also some red onion, and then you add dried cranberries. I went with like a dried cranberry pomegranate thing, so throw those in there. And then you're going to add your seasonings. Parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme. Is there any? Oh, black pepper. So then you're going to crumble up your cornbread and mix everything together. Then you take 2 eggs and you whisk it together, pour it into the mixture and stir it all up. After that, you take your roasting pan and make sure you put a little bit of like cooking spray or something so it won't stick. Throw the mixture in, and then what I did was take a little bit of chicken stock and pour it over just lightly. You don't want it getting too saturated because nobody likes a wet stuffing. I certainly don't. Then you throw it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. And depending on the temperature of your oven or how calibrated it is, just keep an eye on it. You don't want it getting burnt. Alright now, so once that is all taken care of, we can start preparing the veggies. Now what I'm using is red potatoes, green beans, and some corn. I really wanted like whole ear corn, and the store that I went to didn't have any. And I was like, oh, is it out of season? But some place in this country has to grow corn this time of year. Oh, so I had to buy a bag of frozen corn, which we'll just have to do. Ew, look at my titties. So right now we're going to go ahead and wash our potatoes. So I'm making relatively thick cuts because the process of cooking is going to take a lot. Ooh, I was out of frame. What are you laughing at? So I'm taking and making a pretty thick cut on the potatoes because the cooking process takes a long time and you want to make sure that they get tender, and so a thicker cut is going to be a lot nicer. Sugar Daddy's not doing so well today, apparently. Okay, so now you're going to take your green beans and lay some of those in there. And I suggest using fresh, because if you put canned green beans in here, they're going to get so mushy and gross. Who wants to eat baby food? Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and sprinkle in some of this frozen corn, which I'm still not happy about, but it'll work. Okay, so that is your foundation. Now what we're going to do is add some flavor to them. So right now I'm going to start and add a little bit of chicken stock to the base. So that way we got some natural juices already set in place. And then once the little hens start cooking too, that's going to add a lot more flavor as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some butter to each side there, so once that melts down, it's going to help to add some deliciousness. Oh, butter is so delicious. I love it. So from here, we're going to drizzle on a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I wish I could be an extra virgin again. No, I'm kidding. Oh, Sugar Daddy's trying to be funny. And then we're going to go ahead and add some rosemary. And then we're going to squeeze half of a lemon. Wow, that squirted everywhere. I kind of liked it. Okay, it is now time to start preparing the hens. Okay, so when they come out of the package, they look like this. They're just tiny little cute things. And so, according to the directions on the recipe, you're supposed to reach in and grab what they call the giblets, which are, I believe, the organs. I'm not sure how I feel about this. But they're supposed to be enclosed in a little baggie, because apparently, like, certain people like cooking up the giblets and eating them. I'm not sure I'm all about that. So, oh, alright, here goes nothing. Oh, the giblets aren't in a bag. Oh. Oh. Okay, bitches, one down, one to go. Oh my, part of me wishes I had a shot of something to get through that shit. Ugh. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, so as of this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the oven. And it's going to go to about 250 degrees. So it's not going to take too long to warm up. So then, you grab your stuffing, and then you're going to stuff the cavity of the hen with the stuffing. I don't know why, but this part feels like it's going to be fun. There's actually quite a bit of stuffing left over, so that could be a nice little side dish for in the future, or if you just want some extra stuffing on the side with your veggies. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is creating the rub for the hens. Now, a rub can either be a wet rub or a dry rub. What's that? At any rate, so I'm making a wet rub, and it is the rest of the lemon juice, some extra virgin olive oil, some rosemary, and black pepper. And you want to mix those together pretty well. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a nice little dollop on your fingers or whatnot and just start rubbing it all over the hens. And you want to make sure you get into the nooks and crannies and just kind of really like massage them. You want to make sure you turn them over and do the same thing. Now what's going to happen is these are going to get cooked up, and then I'm going to remove all the meat from the bones. Sugar Daddy has a thing about like seeing animals in their whole as he's eating them, somewhat. So alright, we're going to place the first one right on there. Alright, the second one's going on. Okay, we just got a little bit of the rub left, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to stay in frame while I'm doing this. And just rub that over the top. Now what's going to happen is after you let it slow cook for a while, covered with foil, you're going to uncover it, turn up the heat, and that should make like a nice crusty skin. Or at least that's how it's supposed to work. Alright, so this is how, well, let me get you the stuffed side so you can kind of see. There's the stuffing on the inside, and then it's laid on top of all the wonderful veggies. Now we're going to go ahead and cover it nicely with foil. Ta-da! Okay, so essentially, if you cook it on 250, it should take roughly about 6 hours, and then you pop it off, or pop the foil off and let that cook a little bit longer so that things look crisp. Oh, Sugar Daddy thinks he's being funny again. So after your slow cook, you're going to bump up your heat to about 375. And then just kind of keep an eye on things. And if you notice that the tops of the hens, I don't know what the fuck they are. But anyways, if they start looking brown and golden on the top, then you know that everything should be good. So periodically, I'm going to check on things and show you how things are going. Alright, so the final outcome is here. And we have some nicely browned Cornish hens, and there's some veggies in the bottom, and they look tasty, and hopefully everything is going to come together pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and separate the chickens, or the meat from the chickens, and then serve up a nice plate for Sugar Daddy and I. Thank you so much for watching this video. Love y'all bitches. Bye y'all.